Thor Love and Thunder is now out in theaters right this second. You can go watch that movie right now, or, in my opinion, you could watch the more superior Thor movie on Disney Plus called Ragnarok. Nonetheless, I am not here to give you a review of Love and Thunder. Today, I am here to discuss and talk with you about should there even be a Thor 5. My name is Trace. If you're at all interested in any movie-related content, including discussions, reviews, skits, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button down below. Thor, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is the only character to have 4 solo movies. So coming out of Thor Love and Thunder, I'm thinking to myself, should there be a Thor 5? I think a lot of us would quickly say, hell yes, give me a Thor 5. But I want us to really stop and think about it. Should there be a Thor 5? In my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and say no, there should not be a Thor 5. But, hold on, stay with me here, don't leave. That doesn't mean I don't want to see Chris Hemsworth as Thor again. I do want to see him furthering phase 5 and 6 and 12 and 14, whatever they end up doing. I want to see more of him. I'm not saying get rid of the Thor character. I'm just saying a Thor 5 solo movie right now, I don't think should happen. I will give props to the Thor character, Chris Hemsworth, and Taika Waititi, because they rejuvenated the character, and Chris Hemsworth himself has admitted this, that he kind of lost interest in the character, and it was Taika Waititi with Thor Ragnarok that kind of sparked that interest again for him to kind of fall in love with the character again. So I gotta give respect to that, but I kind of just feel like right now we're doing a lot of stuff with phase 4, building up to phase 5, building up to potentially Secret Wars, maybe X-Men versus the Avengers. We have all these, different realms going on. We got the Quantum realm. We got the TVA where it comes to Loki. We have Celestials with Eternals. Right now, what I'm trying to say is there's just a lot going on in phase 4 that's building up to phase 5. We haven't even begun to delve into the X-Men. Fantastic Four is coming, but that's going to be a whole nother thing. And I don't want to say that the Thor character is going to be pushed to the back burner, but we've seen a lot of Thor, and I want to see more of these new characters, these new ideas, these new theories that they're going to be introducing. Spend a lot of time on the X-Men. But if you do that, you gotta sideline some other characters. Maybe Black Panther 3 doesn't come out so quick because you want to do a Rogue movie or a Wolverine movie to build up Avengers vs. X-Men. I would rather have that than a Thor 5, but there's only so much Marvel can do and Kevin Feige can do, and right now, as I'm speaking, we have about 3 shows and 3 movies coming out every year. That's 6 projects minimum. That's a lot of content for Kevin Feige to produce and to watch over. Now, unless he clones himself, I just don't think that doing another 5th installment for Thor is going to be on a high priority list. Now, aside from my argument of Kevin Feige doing all these different things and the MCU introducing all these different Earths and realms and multiverses and quantum mania stuff, whatever. They're introducing a lot of stuff on top of a whole bunch of characters, on top of a whole bunch of characters to come. Where do you go with Thor? Now, I'm going to give you a spoiler for Thor Love and Thunder if you have not seen it. At the end of Thor, he becomes basically a stepdad. So I get it that, Ant-Man, Scott Lang, he's a dad and he still saves the Earth. Tony Stark, he was a dad and he still saves the Earth, saves the world, goes on these missions. But Thor is not from Earth. He doesn't live on Earth. He's the type of character that can bounce around from galaxy to galaxy, from planet to planet, and have these fun adventures. How do you do that with a kid? So I can understand where, Avengers 6 comes in and Chris Hemsworth maybe had 3 years off of Thor. He makes a triumphant return, and the backstory of that is he gets Valkyrie to babysit the kid. That makes sense. But for a whole movie, I don't understand how you come up with a theory and a reason on why he's not with this kid that they set up in Thor 4 the whole entire time. Aside from not really knowing what to do with the Thor character, I kind of just feel like we've run the same ground with this character already of him not knowing what his purpose is and him trying to find that purpose. I feel like we've seen this storyline a couple times. This isn't the first time we've seen this for Thor Love and Thunder. And quite honestly, Thor Love and Thunder, I didn't hate it like I did with Eternals, but I also didn't fall in love with it, and it's not something I'm all too excited to rewatch. I feel like they kind of just really missed the mark, and everything that I loved with Thor Ragnarok, with them including more comedy and letting Chris Hemsworth kind of be a little bit more silly, they elevated that way too much for Thor Love and Thunder and just went off the rails, I feel like, where Thor Ragnarok had a really good balance.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
What I'm trying to say is, if Thor Love and Thunder lost me with how silly they made this character, what are they going to do for Thor 5? Are they just going to keep progressing with making him sillier and sillier? Because as of now, Thor Love and Thunder for me felt like a cartoon. Right now, Chris Hemsworth is a very hot commodity in Hollywood, so I say we leave Thor alone for just a little bit, let us miss the character, and then in a couple years bring him back in these smaller supporting roles. Do you think that they should make a Thor 5, or do you think that, like me, they should focus on other characters, other types of stories, and still have Chris Hemsworth in their pocket to bring him back for other stuff? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and if you did not like this video, why don't you leave a comment on why you think there should be a Thor 5 and try and convince me.
Star Wars,